can see one hair going in the
Isn't that annoying?
No one will ever see it. It's just like...
I could put some water on it. I have a comb in my back pocket.
Wow, what are you, Fonzie?
It's like Fonzie.
Oh my God. This is... Hey.
That's why I got it.
Oh.
That's why I got it. Just so I could do that. Hey. Oh.
Hi, everybody. It's your old pal, Sarah. And as you can see, I am with one of my best friends, Davey Boy Juskow, otherwise known as David Juskow.
Hello.
Otherwise known as Juskow. And you've probably heard me say the name Juskow often on this podcast. Well, here he is. Can you believe it? It's just this guy.
Hey, how are you?
He's like the funniest comedian, every comedian's favorite comedian who isn't a comedian. He can do stand-up. He has done stand-up. He'll come out, he'll open for me or Dave Attell, and he does do stand-up, but he never really committed to it. He kind of went the route of funniest guy at the office, you know.
Which, of course, was Gilbert Gottfried said, you know, did you ever notice that class clown, anybody who becomes a class clown becomes the funniest guy in the office? And I'm like, oh, yes, I've noticed. That's me.
But he also teaches, dare I say, is a professor.
College professor now.
And he started by teaching a class that was...
The movie Clueless. The movie Clueless.
The entire college course breaks down the movie Clueless.
There's something you know why I started it? It was because Amy Heckerling was a female director, and then when she also did Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yeah.
And I was so fascinated that she's never in the conversation of female directors, and this, to be a female director in 1982.
Yeah. And
was
just
unheard of.
The quintessential teen movie of
a boys' movie,
more
really.
than a decade.
Yeah, and then so I show that movie in class because it's incredible that it's kind of a woman who is the heroine of the movie too, in Jennifer Jason Leigh, and how she changes throughout the movie. The movie's incredible, Fast Times, even though we love it as a fun movie. There's so much more to it. And then to create the kind of the quintessential high school movie of the 90s, you made two Los Angeles-based high school movies of the 80s and the 90s in two different ways. I think she's awesome. So I wanted to spread the word.
Yeah, she's awesome. So that became a college course. And Dave, the kids loved him so much that like the bell would ring or whatever, the class would be over and they'd just still be there. And he'd be like, yeah, class is over. Get out of here. Scram. They'd be like, oh, we want to hang out with you.
It was so nice. It was incredible. They would want to hang out more. They didn't want to leave. It couldn't have made him any happier.
Then he taught a class. What was the next class you taught?
Time travel. Back to the Future. You know.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that one.
Oh, and I showed them Somewhere in Time. You know, which the women love, the men don't care. Christopher Reeve.
That's the Christopher Reeve one?
Yeah.
I never saw that one.
It's so funny because it's so great. But Christopher Reeve, who is my hero,
sure,
is an awful actor.
He is?
Yeah, he's really bad.
He's a Juilliard trained actor.
I know, but he's not good. And if you watch Somewhere in Time, you can see why he's not good. But he's such a brilliant Clark Kent that then you're like, he's so comedically brilliant. That's one of the reasons I started doing comedy. Clark Kent was the funniest thing I'd ever seen in my life. Yeah. Alex Solkin knows this. That's how we, bonded in that. And his Clark Kent will never be this new Superman, which I liked. They'll never rival the comedy of his greatness. But he's not a good actor. He's you can see him trying, but I don't care. I love him anyway.
What about like Death Trap?
He's not good. I like it anyway. I love that movie. I've seen it 40 times. And it was Michael Caine, of course, too. So it was really good. And I love the premise and the whole plot. But it's not that he's great. There's just something about him that I don't care. and he's so fun to watch that it works anyway for me.
Yeah, there's
But
something very winning about him.
Yeah, and if you've seen that documentary,
I watched it on a plane.
he was obviously
Unbelievable.
the best person. You know, our my friend Vincent, who you know, who was an actor in the 60s in the original production of Hair, still friendly with him. He knew everybody. We owned this bar together on 26th and 3rd called Caliban. And everybody stopped in there in the 60s and 70s. He was friends with Christopher Reeve. They'd go to see theater together and everything. Sylvester Stallone, his girlfriend used to work next door, so he used to come in. He invited Vincent to a fight at Madison Square Garden once. He just told me this recently. He doesn't realize how great this is.
Yeah.
And he goes, you want to see this fight? Come with me. It'll be great. And apparently the guy, was it Sonny Liston, I think? The guy didn't show up, and an underdog went the distance with this. Vincent was like, if he's not going, I'm not going. And Sylvester Stallone comes back to the bar after the guy and goes, Vincent, I got my screenplay. I got this idea. It's incredible.
No.
I swear to God. And then 3 months later, he said, his girlfriend came back and said, hey, we're going to move. We're moving. We're going to take this, see what we can do with it. We just want to say goodbye. We're going to Hollywood. See if this script has anything to it. Yeah, it's incredible, right?
Oh, my God. Vincent has, like, a very Forrest Gump
oh my God, yes,
existence, because he was around in like the 60s, and he hitchhiked, right, from
no Charles Manson was the hitchhiker. And he picked him up.
He picked up Charles Manson,
yes.
Drove him from like San Francisco to L.A.
Yeah, like Berkeley to L.A., yes. And I was like, what? And he goes, yeah, he was weird. He was playing the guitar, and he goes, I swear to God, if you keep playing that guitar, I will stop and let you out right now.
Vincent said that to him?
Charles Manson. He's like, he was the worst. And then he goes, yeah, and then we stopped to get breakfast, and I'm like, so you had breakfast with Charles Manson? He's like, yeah. What did he have? I think eggs. And it wasn't as exciting. I don't know why.
But then you said, like, didn't he see him in Venice Beach or something? And he's like, Vinny!
Yeah, totally remembered him. And he said, hey, stop by, come by the compound. The girls will cook for you. And he's like, nah. And Vincent was a very good-looking guy.
Yeah,
and
he still is.
Yeah, he's still good-looking. And he was just like, nah. All these girls came, just like in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. All the girls came to the car, like, hey, come in, we'll cook for you. And he's like, nah, I'm feeling something off about all that. But yeah, he has no idea how incredible these stories are, let alone he had, if you... In the 90s, I don't know if you remember when Sushi became popular, at least here in New York City.
Yeah.
I was thinking to myself, when did it wasn't around when we were growing up.
Yeah, I don't remember anyone talking of sushi in New Hampshire.
Exactly. And I remember when my parents were like, have you tried sushi in like the mid-90s? We love it. And when it got to your parents, then you knew, okay, this is new and it's happening. And I looked it up online, and the person kind of in charge for bringing sushi to America or making it popular was Yul Brynner.
Oh, wait, I feel like you told me this once.
I did, because there was a little sushi shop next to, like, Paramount Pictures or something, and he brought everybody in and kind of so. And Vincent had sushi with Yul Brynner in 1973 in New York City. He knew he goes, I know of this place. I camped with Yul Brynner, but he goes, it's a sushi. And he goes, what is that? So Vincent had sushi with Yul Brynner, who's technically discovered sushi. It's incredible.
Well, in America.
In America, yes. No, I know. It's just kind of funny. He doesn't see it. He doesn't see how incredible these stories are. He also got a part in The Warriors, but it got cut out.
You're kidding.
No, he's been telling me all this stuff. Once in a while, he drops a bomb. He was supposed to be John Travolta's brother in Welcome Back, Kotter. He got the part as Bobby Barbarino.
Oh,
when
they
John
didn't have
Travolta
that part.
was no.
Oh my God!
Because John Travolta found out about it, and he says, "I'm going to come back. I'm going to do some episodes." After he became John Travolta, he was going to leave the show, and you can't blame him. That's one person you can't blame.
Absolutely.
He was the king of the world.
Yeah.
But when he found out Vincent got his part, he came back. There's footage. There's pictures. I'm dying for them. With him with the sweat hogs. It's killing me that I don't have those pictures.
Yeah, it's crazy, the whimsy of it all.
But I have, then I feel like I'm the new Vince. He's a little older than us, so I feel like I have stories like that now for other people.
Oh, yeah.
Like years
Like
from
when you
now.
told the Blue Man Group they had nothing and it was never going to work.
I have no vision. And when they told it to me in the mid 80s, I was like, you guys are idiots. Everything you're saying, I'm going to do you a favor and just tell you to stop right now. Because they were like, I said, what's the script? Oh, no, there's no talking. Everything they said was stupider than the next thing. No, we just drum and we paint and paint goes all over. I'm like, and you think people are going to pay money for this? And we throw marshmallows and catch them in our mouths. Guys. And then, when you think about it, these guys were so sweet. I bought you to see them.
I went 3 times.
And they were so nice to us. If you remember, we went downstairs and we helped them. After I told them they were never going to make it, they were like, help us. And you weren't Sarah Silverman at the time, so it was so nice of them to just, bring us downstairs and help them.
I was so excited.
And then after I saw the show, I'm like, damn, I could not have, no artistic vision whatsoever. I got it once I saw it, but it took that. They could have told me 100 times, I never would have understood.
That's like when John Hamm called me and was like, hey, I'm doing this pilot for AMC. You should audition for it. I was like, what's that, the American Movie Channel? Pass.
It's
Mad Men.
Mad Men, right? Is that the best?
I go, I have a show on a real channel, Comedy Central.
Here's some ads. Starting a business for the first time is incredible, but not for the weak of heart. It can be super overwhelming, and every day seems to introduce a new decision that needs an answer. When you're starting out with something new, it seems like your to-do list just keeps growing every day with new tasks, and that list can easily begin to overrun your life. Finding out the right tool that not only helps you out, but also simplifies everything can be such a game changer. For millions of businesses, that tool is Shopify. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the US, from household names like Mattel and Gymshark to brands just getting started. Get started with your own design studio with hundreds of ready-to-use templates. Shopify helps you build a beautiful online store to match your brand's style. With Shopify, it's like you have your own marketing team. Easily create email and social media campaigns wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling. And best yet, Shopify is your commerce expert with world-class expertise in everything from managing inventory to international shipping to processing returns and beyond. If you are ready to sell, you are ready for Shopify. Turn your big business idea into cha-ching, baby. With Shopify on your side. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/Sarah. Go to shopify.com/Sarah, shopify.com/Sarah.
When it comes to makeup, I take the less is more approach personally. I mean, I look crazy in too much makeup, and also I like to keep everybody's expectations very low of me. So like if I do wear makeup, they're like, ooh, look at you. Whereas if you wear makeup every day and then you don't wear makeup, people will be like, oh, are you okay? Anyway, I like a little blush. I like a little mascara. I like a little tint on my lips. I just take a stick, go boop, boop, boop. That's why I like Thrive Cosmetics. Their products add that subtle hint of glam without overdoing it. Plus, their makeup is 100% vegan and cruelty-free, which I really like. And it's made with clean, skin-loving ingredients that work with your skin rather than against it. Take their Liquid Lash Extensions mascara. It comes in 6 shades that last all day without clumping, smudging, or flaking. It makes your lashes look so long by wrapping around each lash from root to tip. I love how it's sweat-proof for summer days, yet magically slides right off with warm water when your day is done. I love mascara that tubes off. It's the best. When you buy with Thrive Cosmetics, you can feel good about giving back, too. That's because Thrive has donated over $150 million in product and cash to partner organizations making a real impact on issues like cancer, domestic abuse, and poverty. That's beauty with a purpose. Maximize your look with minimal effort. Go to thrivecosmetics.com/Sarah for an exclusive offer of 20% off your first order. That's Thrive Cosmetics, and it's with a cause. So it's CAUSEMETICS.com/Sarah. Boom. And we're back. So now you're teaching a class.
On the end of network television.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it is ending, and I believe by 2029, the NFL will renegotiate their network contract, and the NFL is the only thing keeping network alive, and I think that'll be it.
Is it? I mean, isn't it? Didn't YouTube at one point buy?
They have a package, so you can see every game if you want, but NFL is still on network television for now. They're changing a bunch of stuff with ESPN. They're working on it right now. Once the NFL leaves network television and the freeness of network television, I think it'll be over. Because there's nothing, when I do this class, I talk about Friends really being the last, after Seinfeld, Friends and Seinfeld, it's over because they tried to put things in between Friends and Seinfeld. The Single Guy, Jesse, Veronica's Closet, all things that were not very good. And the product disappeared. And by 2000, it was all Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and American Idol.
Yeah, live things that you vote on.
Yeah.
Because otherwise when TiVo started, there was no appointment television. When DVRs and everything, there's no apartment. I remember I did not tune in for Oprah's last episode. That was the first time that something like that big a deal. I was like, no, I'll watch it later.
This is what I talk about in class to these 22-year-old, 21-year-old kids, 20-year-olds. The fun of all knowing everybody was watching together. For instance,
the last episode of MASH.
Right. Rhoda's wedding.
Yeah.
I play a clip of that because, I'm like, you don't understand. I can't explain it to you. But on Monday Night Football, Howard Cosell goes, I'd like to welcome all of you watching Rhoda's wedding. I mean, that's insane. He goes, I hope they saved a little chopped liver for me. He was mad that he didn't get invited to Rhoda's wedding at the beginning, and then they knew people came back to the Steelers game after Rhoda's wedding. It was that big that even people watching the Steelers Cowboys went over to watch Rhoda's stupid wedding, which wasn't that good.
She had to take the subway. It was kind of funny.
I showed that scene. It's fascinating because there's no music. It's her in her wedding dress on the subway, and James L. Brooks is one of the creepy passengers, who invented the show. Yeah, it's really cool.
No music is such a cool, bold move.
Yeah,
it's
I didn't notice that.
Nothing is telling you how to feel except for the content, the actual...
Just subway sounds and New York sounds. It was amazing to actually watch again in that context and watching her run through New York City to get to the Bronx in a wedding dress, which seemed like a good idea at the time, which was. And then, of course, right after that show being the greatest thing anybody has ever watched on a regular series, just totally did a nosedive. The show was awful.
Rhoda.
Just didn't do. People didn't like it. People didn't like that she was married. I think it just.
Well, they fixed that pretty.
Yeah, I know.
Soon.
And then the people didn't like that either.
That she was divorced, which was really interesting.
And of course, Julie Kavner is interesting on that because her relationship with James L. Brooks would go on until this day.
I mean, yeah.
Right?
Marge Simpson.
Right?
All of James L. Brooks' movies, most of them.
Yeah. Just talking about James L. Brooks is fascinating.
What's Laura always talks about, because we loved it, the movie he made that was a musical, but they cut out all the songs.
What movie is that?
Everyone Says I Love You or something like that?
No, that's Woody Allen.
Oh, that's Woody Allen. It's called... Fuck.
That can't be the word because they couldn't put that on television.
What would the search words be for this? Hold on. James L. Brooks movie that was a musical where they cut out the songs. I'll Do Anything.
I don't remember that.
It's so good, but you can see that it was a musical because it will ramp up.
How interesting.
I don't know how to tell you this.
Who's in it? I'm sorry. I didn't
Albert Brooks, Julie Kavner, a tiny little
kid. The James L. Brooks regulars.
Yes, the James L. Brooks regulars, and it's so good, and Laura loves it.
Well, I also talk about, just the last thing that everybody remember, The Sopranos, even Sex and the City. We would all the next day
that's
talk
true.
about it.
That was appointment TV.
I believe the last thing that ever happened, of course, that's cable, would be Game of Thrones. The last episode of Game of Thrones, and then now it's over.
Walking
now nobody
Dead,
watches
maybe.
together.
Not now. Walking Dead, it seems to be like, I don't even know.
But
if
it
it's
seems
on
like
or
it just
not.
keeps on going.
Yeah.
But Game of Thrones had a definite ending.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the last thing everybody kind of watched Sunday night and then talked about the next day, and then it's over.
But to a smaller degree, and I don't know if you watched this, like Severance, you wanted to watch it the day it came out recently.
I agree,
That was up to
but everybody
recently.
watches differently. Yes, and Severance is so good, and I do watch it. And
I can't believe you watch it. Oh my God, so good.
Super Bowl Sunday, my friend Alana's wife told me the premise, and I'm like, that's the greatest thing I've ever heard.
It's so
Had
good.
no idea it was directed by Ben Stiller.
Oh my
and
God, it's
starred
so
Adam,
brilliant.
Adam Scott, is that?
Yeah.
He's terrific. These are funny guys being serious. It's my favorite thing. I love that, and the show was fantastic. I was lucky. I saw the second season was already going, so I had the first season and then got to see it. I didn't have to wait, for the second season.
Oh yeah, that's a perfect way to watch
so it was great because I'm very upset and I need to see the third season immediately. So it's great, but it's not. It wasn't appointment like you said. TV. It's that those days are over, unfortunately, except for sports.
Yeah,
And there you go.
Sports and
The Super Bowl.
catastrophe.
And that's the thing with anything that's network related. They say this is not related to the Super Bowl.
Even like if you're promoting a TV show or a movie, you go on talk shows, but it's kind of just more tradition at this point.
Yeah,
Like
they're not necessary.
no one's really watching them, and when they watch them online, and they're watching clips,
They're
and
watching
they're watching monologue
sketches,
clips and
not
sketches
even-
and stuff.
yeah.
So it's really it's podcasts and stuff when you're promoting that makes even like I think Taylor Swift just went on her.
Yeah, her boyfriend.
Yeah.
And mentioned. I wrote a book on John Hughes that's coming out in
Yes.
March, and she mentioned John Hughes, so I sent it to the publishers.
She did?
Yeah, she goes, "Oh, it was like a John Hughes movie."
I love
he was
that
like
she
sitting
knows that
outside.
stuff.
Well, exactly, which is good for that book. I don't think.
Did he
anybody-
just say anything?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No. She got it wrong. Now
Oh, yeah, I
that you
was gonna
mentioned
say,
it,
'cause
that's
that sounds
Cameron
like
Crowe.
yeah.
Oh, you're right. She got it wrong. Oh, I didn't even think I wrote a book. I forgot. It's like, hey, you got to see this.
Oh no, you should not send that email.
It's too
Not-
late.
Yeah, but yeah, he just wrote a book about
She
John
mentioned
Hughes.
John Hughes, though.
Yeah, and then after your course, the end of network TV, don't you have another one planned?
Writing the romantic comedy.
Oh, right.
So I get to
exactly.
show Arthur, and I get to show Annie Hall, which was questionable. That you and I are confused on how to approach
I know.
showing younger
God
kids
damn
Annie
it.
Hall. I don't think you
It's
can
that
show them Manhattan.
separation of artist and art, you
Yeah.
know. But yeah, I mean Manhattan does not
Manhattan's-
hold up.
It's
in that
unfortunately
way.
that is no. But I did show Annie Hall. I did the course 2 years ago, and they loved it. Thank God.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think they know anything about him. So
Right? Yeah, it's interesting.
And of course that one, and then for the time travel, I showed Midnight in Paris. They loved it with Owen Wilson.
Oh yeah, and Michael Sheen.
That's right. That's right. Are you correcting the?
Yes, I am. He's. I love that you're doing this now, teaching these courses and stuff, because I always said, Dave, I would listen to a podcast of you just retelling episodes of The Simpsons
remember.
because it's better than even watching the original. Like just the joy on your face and all the little moments that you notice. Or like when you talk about Notting Hill, he used to deliver bagels in the morning. Well into our friendship. And he would watch TV in his van while he was driving, which they actually have a DVD player in a van.
Yeah. Oh, now they do.
And he would just watch Notting Hill, and he knows every line to Notting Hill. But the thing I love when you quote is when he's looking at her. No, that's not Notting Hill. No, wait, which is the one with the famous where Roberts is famous? Notting Hill.
Notting Hill,
Yeah.
yeah.
And when he
the
looks at the
writer.
script,
Right,
yeah. Say
that's
that.
the one. Yeah.
Do that.
Right. He goes, I don't think it's Wings of the Dove or whatever. But
He's
I
looking
think
at a
these
script
right.
that she's reading to
Yeah,
maybe
like
do.
that's in a submarine and she's going to save the world. And he goes, well, I'm sure these writers
Yeah, he goes, well, I'm sure the writer, writers.
Yeah,
It's
he's
such
making
a
fun of the
little-
fact that it took 2 writers to make this, then they're talking
Or
about...
more than 2.
Yeah, exactly. And they're talking about classic works and
It's such a little
jab by
yeah.
your friend, who is my favorite, Richard Curtis.
Yeah.
Because I love him, and I do a whole semester, I do a whole class on Richard Curtis, because he, Four Weddings and a Funeral and Notting Hill, these are really great romantic comedies, and they're fun, and they're...
And the Christmas one.
Yeah, oh my God, what?
I know what's going on with us. It's the...
Love Actually?
What?
Is it Love Actually?
Yes, Love Actually. Oh my goodness.
Which is the rom-com that men like.
Well, you unfortunately ruined
I
it for
did.
me and you're so right. I didn't notice it before because I'm a man, quote, and it's a male fantasy in every way. The boss with the secretary, the guy that goes to Wisconsin and nothing bad happens except he has a 3-way. I didn't even notice it.
It's fine. But it's
because
just,
I am a boy.
It's the cheating guy, and then the guy loves his secretary, the president who falls in love with the assistant.
Right. Let alone the Hugh Grant. Right. That's
It's
the one.
all
Right.
a power dynamic.
And even Liam Neeson, where he finally does get to meet Claudia Schiffer.
Right.
It's incredible.
It is. It's dad porn or whatever. But I mean, it still is. It's so good, and I love to watch it.
I do too. And the thing about what I talk about, the reason why I didn't even know it was Richard Curtis back then, it was the Blackadder series, which I wasn't a big British humor guy, but for some reason I saw this episode with Rowan Atkinson, who I didn't know was so great back then, and they had this series where, it's Hugh Laurie and Rowan Atkinson, and they're playing. He's the butler, and I've always liked a Sassy Butler story. And the prince is funding a new book called The Dictionary. It takes place in the 1700s, and the Blackadder, Rowan Atkinson, is just like jealous of the guy who wrote the dictionary, which is Robbie Coltrane, like Mr. Webster or whatever. And he goes, and then he keeps baiting him with like, well, I'll be back felipidaciously, and the guy's like, damn it, and he's trying to write it down because he's like, oh, I forgot that one, and I'm like, that's the funniest premise I've ever seen in my life or ever heard, because it was so, a comedy premise like that. We just didn't.
It's like
have
smart, but
it's so
very
smart.
silly and stupid.
And very, but smart. And right.
That's like the Conan formula.
Yeah,
of Conan's
yeah.
brain.
Yeah, exactly. And when Conan came in, that was
so
10
brilliant,
years later.
so smart, such a big brain, and his comedy is so silly and dumb. And
how many people
I
are going to
love it.
like that? And I was an SCTV guy, and I thought they were brilliant, but this was like a kind of a new form of brilliance. And then when he started making movies, I show Notting Hill, and I'm like, what do you think will happen next? Because it's a very interesting, especially the supporting characters in that movie are
and
so...
Four Weddings and a Funeral.
Yes.
Oh, no, right.
Yeah, both.
The same thing, but Notting
They're
Hill,
so
right? His
flushed
friends.
out. Right. When they have dinner with Julia Roberts and everything, the supporting characters are so flushed out, which you can attest to, where that's not usually the case in a movie.
Right.
You don't know
the
your
friend
backstory.
is just the person that goes, but you're a lawyer and he loves you. It just gives like exposition of the main character.
What's the one I love that I've seen you in 50 times with Jennifer and Owen Wilson, The Wedding?
Oh, Marry Me.
I've seen it. I love it. But is your character really flushed out in that movie? No. You're just there and you're hilarious, but it's not... We're not seeing, even Michelle, that's Michelle Buteau.
Yeah,
too,
Michelle
right?
Buteau.
Well, we don't know that much about her, but in Richard Curtis's movies, you get the supporting characters and their backstory.
Also, I would say like Notting Hill was pretty early on, and especially in a comedy, having someone in a wheelchair just because there's someone in a wheelchair. Like there's no reason for it. There's no plot point for it. It's not essential. But neither is not being in a wheelchair.
It's even
essential.
better than that,
yeah.
because there is a moment where her husband, where they're in the car, the race to the airport
Yes.
to save his love and tell Julia Roberts he loves her. She can't get in the car because she's in the wheelchair, and her husband goes, she's like, no, don't worry. He goes, come on, baby. And he picks her up, and they put the wheelchair in the car. It's incredible. Like you just said, you don't even need that. And then there's this wonderful moment where the supporting character is being a hero too. They don't write stuff like that.
Yeah, and it's just yeah.
And I
good.
have to get it out and tell everybody. I don't know. Look how serious I am about it. It makes me.
I know, but I mean, what a great class. Now, let me ask you this: what do your classes prepare the students for in
nothing.
life?
I specifically tell them that. I'm glad you asked. I say, listen, this is a stupid class, but there are teachable moments. And this is exactly what I tell them. When I tell them about MASH and I tell them that Wayne Rogers and McLean Stevenson left because they're so angry at Alan Alda being the greatest, I'm like, this is stupidity. That when I tell them about John Amos leaving Good Times, I say, this is, don't do this when you don't know your worth in advance. These people were never seen again. I have a picture I opened for Sam Morril in Albany, and at that place there's a picture of John Amos doing a production of Raisin to the Sun in the 90s. I'm like, I took a picture of me and him. I'm like, see? This is what you get when you leave a sitcom. It's just, I'm making fun, but I'm trying to put my point together. Like, a lot of them are never. Wayne Rogers was never seen again. I mean, McLean Stevenson was in the worst sitcom of all time that Johnny Carson made fun every day in Hello, Larry.
Oh, yeah, Hello, Larry.
But Wayne Rogers was never seen again until we saw his daughter in that improv group.
Didn't we go see Beth Tapper in a play or something? Oh,
no, it was a girl you were in.
Without
I remember
a
this.
net.
Yeah. Oh, I talk about that all the time. It was a girl you were in something about Mary with, and you were being polite and seeing her in her improv group. The improv group was called Without a Net. And it completely had a net because the girl, and it wasn't your friend. The audience picked out James Joyce, and the girl had this look on her face. She had no idea who that was. And the guy who was asking, James Joyce, like Irish, Dubliners kind of stuff. Like he was giving her the net. There was a complete net.
With a net.
Yeah, and then remember we almost ran over Howard Borden's son from Bob Newhart show. Moosey Dryer was also in it.
Who's Howard Borden?
But Bill
that's
Daly.
the character's name.
Yeah.
Tony Genie?
Hi,
Well, you had
Johnny
yeah.
Yeah, I used to do the imitation
This
of
is really
Bill
for
Daly.
old people, but there is Bill Daly was his
Bill
name?
Daly was in I Dream of Jeannie, and Bob Newhart, same
And he played
character.
the same character.
Tony, Jeannie, Dr. Bellows. And then it'd be Bob, Emily, Marsha Wallace. Same character.
You didn't say Marsha Wallace, though.
Meanwhile, if we're going back to comedy, and when we first met, and this is before I met you even, you know how when we started out doing comedy and there was always a couple of club owners that wanted to interfere or tell you, like Lucian at the comic strip.
Right,
and
give you notes.
And give you notes, which is fun because I don't think that happens in this day and age.
Right.
And they would give me notes like, we enjoy the Bill Daly. They were telling me, like, we like the juxtaposition of the two. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? It's just an imitation of stupidity. But they wanted to have something to say, I guess, every time.
Let's see, what imitations do you do that people would know today?
Well, that people would know today? No one. But the best
James
is...
Spader, maybe.
From maybe still that's
Blacklist, or...
Well, I was doing the Blacklist, but it's Pretty in Pink is the one.
Yeah.
Blaine, what are you doing with that girl? I mean, the girl was, and always will be nada. All right? I mean, look, you can go get your low-grade piece of ass if you want, but you're not going to have any friends when you're through, buddy. It's all right.
Well,
Used to kill. Well, that's the best part. You were there, and Bob Smigel to this day, and Jon Stewart still come up to me. I used to do Ernie Douglas from a show
Getting
from My
fucked in
Three
the
Sons.
ass.
No, that was Mr. Magoo.
Oh.
But there was a TV show called My Three Sons, and I used to do Ernie Douglas, and he used to destroy. There's no other way. I mean, I couldn't follow it.
1990
Yes, exactly.
was like the last year it could work.
Absolutely. And you're right. I was doing it all through the 80s. Did it in high school. I played the Teen Angels helper in Grease and did that line, which was, oh, gee, Uncle Charlie, I didn't think you'd be so sore. And it used to kill.
No, you did do him getting
No, that was
it
Mr.
in the
Magoo.
butt.
Mr. Magoo, I used to do.
Wouldn't you say I didn't know I'd be so sore?
No, but I should have. See, that's
You
so much
did.
funnier. Did I?
Yes.
I know it was Mr. Magoo. But
No,
anyway.
you do Ernie Douglas getting fucked in the ass, and first you'd go, I didn't know you'd be so sore. And then you do it again and go, oh, I didn't know I'd be so sore.
Oh, my God, I forgot about that.
Well,
thank
don't
God
bring
you're
it
here.
back.
Don't bring it back?
No one will get it, and it's not
No, that's what makes
really
it so
okay
funny.
anymore.
No, it's not funny. It's not okay. It's just that you and me and Attell and Jon Stewart are the only ones that know that it used to kill. Like, and
A
you
lot
can't,
of things used to kill.
I know, but you can't explain. I can't explain it to my nieces or anybody. Like, they don't understand. They don't. Stuart and Smigel always, whenever I see them, up until 6 months ago, they're like, "You still doing the Ernie Douglas?"
They're making fun of you.
I know they are. I'm like, you guys have won. Is it necessary to mock me still to this day? That's why I was bringing it up. I get it. I know it. It's funny every time.
Here's some ads. Money. Money. What a great, big, confusing thing for so many people. They don't teach us this stuff as we're growing up. So we all have to figure it out at some point. Money. What? And yeah, you may know your checking and savings, but then there's that the 401k account from an old job and the random investment account, maybe even a credit card you don't even use anymore. And the lack of awareness is exactly how cash slips through the cracks. Our producer actually started using Monarch this year, and she freaking loves it. It's really changed the way she does her finances. Before there were these, gray areas that she was just avoiding, oh yeah, I'll deal with that later. Now she feels a lot more in control. The interface is super clean and visual, so she can actually see where her money is going and make smart decisions without getting overwhelmed. In the last few months, she figured out that she was not really saving as much as she thought. Monarch laid it all out very clearly, and now she's got a plan. She and her partner even look at it together, which makes the whole money conversation less stressful and way more transparent. No spreadsheets, no stress. It's why the Wall Street Journal, named it the best budgeting app of 2025. Really, that's all you need to know. And Forbes called it the best app for couples. Don't let financial opportunities slip through the cracks. Use code SARAH at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with code SARAH. And we're back. What's the game you brought?
Well, give me the package, but don't look at it.
I won't look at it. The package. This is like a Hasidic briefcase. It's a CVS bag.
I bought some pictures of comics if you want to do this.
Okay, so what is the game?
The game is you have to name the comic. It's comics that we kind of knew maybe when we didn't know them. We knew them from TV. Or maybe we knew them, and ones we kind of were like, oh, wouldn't it be great to get to this level?
Okay.
So
I'll just look at you put it to the camera and I'll look on the screen.
Yeah, I have my cheat sheet here. Okay.
Oh, you don't even know who they are.
No, I do. I just want to, I have facts and figures about them. Here's the first one.
Oh, Dennis Wolfberg.
That's correct.
Loved him.
Is this correct?
He would be on The Tonight Show. He had big eyes and they'd kind of pop out when he talked.
Yeah.
And he was a teacher. I remember hearing that he was a teacher in real life.
Yeah, he died in 1994 and he married comedian, who I don't know, Jeannie McBride. Do you know her?
No.
No, I don't know. And he was in Quantum Leap sometimes.
Sometimes, like a regular.
Maybe he was on twice.
Okay.
Oh, no, wait, that's out of order.
You're out of order. I don't know who that is.
That is Jimmy Brogan.
Oh, Jimmy Brogan.
I knew you would know.
And first of all, he booked The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, right?
That's right.
And also, he had a very short-lived sitcom where he played an angel in heaven.
That's exactly right.
What was it called?
Out of the Blue.
It was called Out of the Blue?
Out of the Blue. It was a Mork and Mindy crossover. He played an angel in training. He was assigned to live with a suburban Chicago family with a single mom as well as work as a high school teacher. It was also a Happy Days crossover as Random the Guardian Angel in Chachi Sells His Soul in season 7. So he had all these crossovers.
But I do. I mean, I didn't know these people, but right, we looked up. They were people that I remember when I was a kid seeing on TV.
Yeah, I played this with David Tell and stuff. Anybody around that where we started.
Sounds good. I know.
I
feel like I would have watched that. All right.
He wasn't that good though, unfortunately. He was a good comic, I think. Is this? Yeah. Oh yeah. Who's this?
He's wearing such a comedian uniform for the 80s. Is that Bill Kelly?
Yes.
Oh my! I knew Bill Kelly.
Yeah, I think I did too.
He was a comic strip comic.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved him.
He was a nice guy.
He
might still be alive.
He said something so funny to me once that I always remembered. He always had a mustache, and then one day he walked into the comic strip and he had shaved it off, and I go, "Oh my God, you shaved your mustache!" And he goes, "No, I just bleach it now."
Really?
No, he was kidding.
I totally
Jesus. Well, because I bleached my mustache for many years. I thought that meant it was invisible, but it was just a bright yellow mustache.
Okay.
Let me look at that straight on. Oh, that's Wayne Cotter.
That is correct.
Because he hosted
That's right.
Comic Strip Live, which was my first comedy TV show I was on.
That's right.
He was very nice. And I also remember feeling so bad because Al Lubell, who is such a brilliant comedian, and I couldn't believe he didn't have a manager, and I was like, who would want to? He's one of our greats. He's such a brilliant comedian, and I remember him saying, I tried to be with so-and-so manager, but they said they already have someone like me, Wayne Cotter, who is
totally not right.
nothing like Al Lubell, but they're Jewy. I don't even know if Wayne Cotter's Jewish, but Jewy-looking guys with curly hair.
Let's assume that he is.
Yeah,
but,
that's
Cotter.
what they had. But their comedy couldn't have been more. It's like saying I already have a girl comic,
Yeah. He went to U of Penn. Like Dan Natterman,
Wayne
which
Cotter?
I did not know.
Yeah, I didn't really know him, but I remember him being very nice.
He hosted after Gary Kroger and after John Maroney.
Yeah, of comic strip. And John...
Or maybe John Maroney was after.
But he was tan with very white teeth.
Yeah.
And I remember meeting him once, and he was really nice.
Well, everybody was nice to you.
Well, I wasn't... Yeah, right.
All right, let's see.
I wasn't famous, but I had a different power then.
This guy you should know right away.
Let me see. Oh my God, I was so in love with him. Robert Schimmel.
That's right.
Madly in love with him.
Robert
May he
Schimmel,
rest in peace.
Right, he died in 2010.
The Robert Schimmel stories I know that he told me are the craziest, most amazing stories I've ever heard, and I feel I need to tell some, and this may take a second.
I'll put a picture over here.
Robert Schimmel was a brilliant, brilliant comedian, and he has the... I always thought that the stories from his life should be a Robert Zemeckis movie that is like the anti-Forrest Gump, because everything he touched went tragically wrong.
Yeah.
In a way that is amazing. He actually he worked in textiles or something, and he was at a comedy club. He went to LA on a vacation. Literally the story of he was at a comedy club and someone put his name in to go up on open mic. He went up and killed, and Bud Friedman said, anytime you're in LA, I'll put you on.
Wow.
He went back to wherever they're from and told his wife, and kids, we're moving to LA. I'm going to be a comedian. And it was the Santa Monica Improv. They move, they pack up their car, I think from Arizona. They move to LA. He goes, you want to see where I'm going to be working? He drives. Do you know where this ends? He drives by the Santa Monica Improv. It was still smoldering from burning down. It had burned down to the ground the night before. They ultimately rebuilt it, but it had burned to the ground. Years later, he gets a big deal with Fox. He's going to have his own sitcom on Fox. He's so excited. And they all come to see him at the Improv. And he goes, oh God, what if I don't do well? They go, we love you. This show is happening, whatever. He goes up, he bombs. They pull the deal.
Oh my God.
Every comic's biggest nightmare.
This is not a normal picture because the other one would have been too easy. This is an older picture of someone you definitely know.
Older, longer ago or more recent?
More recent.
Which one am I looking at? The foreground?
This one. With the glasses. You totally know him, but I
know him personally?
Yeah. In fact, we have a story together with him.
He's a comic.
Oh, yeah, he's a legendary comic Jerkov. And he was on TV for years in the 80s.
The Magician?
No, that's the best television show ever with Bill Bixby. He was on Family Ties.
No.
He was on, well, I'll give you the show he was on, and then you'll get it.
That's Skippy?
No, he was on the one that, what he had a letter part, 227.
He was on 227?
Yes.
Oh my God, it's Barry Sobel.
That's right.
Oh,
he looks
wow.
different.
Yeah, no, he doesn't look like him. Yeah,
Well,
Barry
that was
Sobel.
the fun of the, yeah. And of course, as you know, you opened for him in like 1991.
Well, listen, Barry Sobel, live and let live. God bless. But I will say, I remember he got paid $10,000 and he paid me $200 to open for him. And I had to rent the car.
Oh, is that right?
And drive him. And then he made us stay all night and go to all these frat parties. And I just wanted to go home.
So that night that you were there, we stopped at my girlfriend's house because she lived near Rutgers. Mm-hmm. And the best part was that when you think about it now, in 1991, my girlfriend called her brother and said, "You're not going to believe this. Barry Sobel is in my apartment," when you were also there. It's funny now.
No,
because that's what I'm saying when I told that story.
But
she
he
had no
also,
idea Sarah Silverman was in her apartment.
He kept asking to buy this terrible joke I had about the $25,000 pyramid. And I said, no, it's like, how many jokes did I have? I was just starting out. I got, no. And then, of course, he just stole it. And maybe a year, 2 years later, I was in LA and I walk in and he's on stage at the Laugh Factory. And he does it. It's like a part of a whole big chunk. And he does the whole thing. He gets off stage and he sees that I'm there. And it's so lame. And he goes, "Oh, did you see I did your bit? Because I saw you were here."
God.
I go, "You didn't know I was here. Don't act like you don't do that in every college you're at and everywhere." And he just put his hands out like cuff me, like guilty. And I remember telling... at that time, I started playing basketball at Garry Shandling's house on Sundays, and I told him about it. I was so mad. And Garry goes, "Who cares?" I was so surprised by his answer. He goes, "Sarah, you can write more jokes.
That is what
let him have it. Who cares?"
I tell that to people all the time because Danny Vermont, who writes for Bill Maher, told me a long time ago he just doesn't care. He's a joke machine.
Right.
And it does not matter. He will write new jokes.
Yeah.
And the last one is just a gag, but. Because the name is.
Don't tell me because I know who that is. He's a cab driver. That's not the cab driver?
I don't know him about being a cab driver. I mean.
Oh, that's not our friend, the cab driver? And that's not Howard Feller.
No. He has much more hair than Howard Feller.
That's the guy who drove the cat. Jay?
Nope.
Oh.
No, he's got a really messed up name. Starts with a G.
Oh, Geechee Guy.
Yeah, Geechee Guy.
Oh, you and Attell were always obsessed with Geechee Guy.
Geechee Guy, Guinness World Record for most jokes told in an hour at 676, and he beat Ray Romano on Star Search.
Ah, Geechee Guy. I think that's a Japanese word or something.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Guy.
That's why I got confused when I saw his picture. I'm like, well, he's not Japanese.
And did he live in Vegas or something?
It seemed that way. We didn't know him, but, it's great to...
I just know his name from you guys.
We got to meet later, like when they were already on TV when we were starting out and stuff. It's a fun game, right?
When I used to pass out flyers for the Boston Comedy Club, I remember...
Street.
That's when I first met Mario Joyner, and I got choked up when I met him because I knew him from MTV Comedy Hour, and I was like, "Oh my God!" And then
I know that's the funny thing. We would get choked up about people like that, who most people don't know.
Yeah,
but for us,
I remember I auditioned
TV.
for a part on Friends. And I got completely starstruck because the director was Peter Bonners.
Oh, right, of course, from Bob Newhart.
Yeah, Jerry the Dentist.
Yes, yeah.
And I couldn't believe it. It totally threw me.
Yeah. Well, you know me. I mean, I'm friends with Larry from Three's Company.
He's so nice.
Every day I could just get excited that I can't believe I know him. He's so nice. And like you said, he's even still handsome.
He is. He's handsome.
He's such a great guy.
Thank you, Dave Juskow, for being on the pod.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, so fun, so easy, such a fun game. Wherever you are in the time-space continuum, my dad, I miss you so much.
Schleppy.
And Schleppy, we all miss you. And this is the part of the podcast when I say send me your questions, your comments, your thoughts, your angry problems with me, your ideas, I don't know, whatever the fuck. Go to speakpipe.com/the Sarah Silverman podcast. That's speakpipe.com/the Sarah Silverman podcast. And subscribe, rate, and review wherever you listen to podcasts or watch us on YouTube with your eye holes. And if you have not done this yet, now is a great time to subscribe to Lemonada Premium. Just hit the subscribe button on Apple Podcasts, or if you listen through another app, head to lemonadapremium.com for bonus content you will not want to miss. That's lemonadapremium.com. Booyah!
Well, that ought to hold the little bastards for a while. Oh, God, are we still on?
Hey, fucker!